So basically, I brought 2 big boards to Europe, and I just chose a range that I think I could ride in pretty big surf, that being this, the 8.6, and I also brought a 7.0 that would be just for a wave that wasn't quite a big wave, but it was too big to ride like a step up at. It's a really odd size board, a 7.0, but there's certain waves that are just odd size, so it's like more of a slab. You want something knifey, but it's not quite a smaller wave that you use a step up on. You need a little more beef. So that was the reason I brought the 7. I didn't end up using that when I came to Ireland to surf Mullaghmore. I chose to ride this 8.6 because it is a big wave spot. It's pretty far out to sea. It's big open ocean swell. It feels like a big wave. Feels like an outer reef. And so I would, like, say if I was at Jaws, I would probably be on an even bigger board. But that's kind of because it's the crowd and it is a bigger, just different moving wave. But here there's a more concentrated takeoff. It's a little steeper, so you want a smaller board that can fit in a steeper, more square barrel. So I chose to rode this Paisel 8.6. It is a version of his model, the Padillac, which is his like main big wave gun that him and Mark Healy and a couple guys all helped design. This is a different version of that. It's way more lean down, way closer to how I would design a step-up board. And my idea behind that was we're surfing waves closer to how we surf pipe and backdoor, right? Bigger waves. So we're not just paddling in and going straight and doing a big bottom turn or just going down the line. We're trying to knife it. We're trying to be later on the drop and barrel ride on them. So I wanted a gun that would behave a little closer to what those boards do. So we leaned it out, and Paisel did a great job of making this board feel more like just a big step up than like a rhino chasing gun with a fucking huge beak nose. The fins I chose to ride, my signature big wave fin with FCS, and these this is a thruster. All of my guns this winter I went thruster, and that's going back to my theory that we're riding waves differently now. No longer need quads. For me, they slide out when things get steep. Just my personal preference, and so I ride all thrusters on my step-ups, so I went all thrusters on my guns this year. This is my thruster, my signature thruster set with FCS, and there is a quad set for those of you that like your quad setups. But this is the first time I rode this board at Mullaghmore. That was the first session this board was ever ridden. It was brand new before that, so as the way with guns, you need to test this type of equipment in heavy stuff. There's no, like, you can go out on a small day and you're not really gonna know though until you put it to use. So that's what's crazy about big wave surfing and testing new things, is you have to test it in like pretty much life-threatening conditions, which is pretty dope. That wave and how critical and steep it got, I don't know. We'll never know if a forefin would have slid out, but my theory is that that thruster held through that foam ball, and it did start to slide and it caught. And that was what I experienced when I was younger between quads and thrusters. When a quad starts to slide, for me, it continues to slide, but with a thruster, it can reconnect and get momentum again. So, yeah, I'm really stoked I chose to use this as a thruster. And as far as the leash, got my FCS 10-foot, I think, leash. This is a gun leash, so you have your classic pull pin on it. Just in the scenario that you need to get out of your leash quickly, and undoing something like this, which is very, very secure for a reason. You have several different latches here, right? So if you're looking to pull your leash off without a pin, you don't have time to do that. You don't have time to undo the whole thing off your ankle. But with a pin, something in a situation where you really don't want to get pulled over the falls, or you really need to get your leash off quickly, you're in a rescue situation and you need to detach your board, this is what's important about these pins. So in big waves, I ride these type of leashes with a pin you can pull. Nice and thick leash, and this thing did really well in the big surf out there. It didn't even get a really stretch on it, but that doesn't come until you get caught inside by a solid 20 foot. I do put grip pads on my guns, and I just threw the FCS, my normal FCS grip pad, put it on here. And yeah, that's what I rode during this Mullaghmore swell. And pretty much these fins in this setup, I've been riding these same fins in all my step-ups too. So it's not just like for guns. I've been using them in my 6.6s and my 6.4s and my 6.2s. Once I get to a 6.0, I switch to a different fin. because it's just a smaller board, and these are made for faster moving, heavier water.